A live look right now over M&T Bank Stadium as the wait is finally over. Game day is here as the Ravens look to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 58. First order of business, though, beat the Chiefs. And a story you're seeing first on Fox, a man serving over 100 years for murder. He's now sharing his side, hoping a viral video could finally set him free.
And we're enjoying a break from the rain right now, but I am tracking more showers later today for kickoff. I'll let you know exactly what to expect at 3 o'clock at M&T Bank Stadium in a couple of minutes.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
All right, that countdown is on. We're just a few short hours away from the Ravens taking on the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Excitement has Charm City buzzing, and some of our city officials even got in on the TikTok trend to get fans pumped up for the game. Take a look.
Where the Ravens flock. Of course the bank is going to be off the hook this Sunday.
We're Ravens flock. Of course we do the park hike strut every time Lamar scores a touchdown.
We're the Ravens flock. Of course our boys represent.
We're the Ravens flock. Of course our quarterback is quarterbacky, but he can also do running backy things.
We're the Ravens flock. Of course we know that.
Well, we're the Ravens flock, and of course we have some chime-in pictures to share with you. Look at this. George Bernardino sharing this picture of Milo wearing a Ravens bandana. Judy Bridget sharing a picture of her fur baby, Rescue. His name is Duke here. He's got his own jersey, and he's on top of a Ravens blanket. Tina Seagrave sent us this picture of her 6-month-old boy who's already a big old Ravens fan. Of course, we've got the emergency room nurses even getting on the fun. GMBC sent us this picture of their nurses cheering on the Ravens. It's a game day, man. Whether you're heading to the stadium or you're cheering them on at a watch party, you're rocking your gear, we want to see all of that purple pride. Scan the QR code right on your screen. It'll take you to foxbaltimore.com. You can upload your pictures and your videos there. It's all powered by Stackla. Well, thanks for being with us as we bring you into this big game today. It's January 28th, Championship Game Day. I'm Taylor Stewart. Let's talk about your forecast, though. It's misty out there. Meteorologist Amy Aronson, that mist is hanging around, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's pretty much going to be the setup today. At least it's not downpours. We are looking clear on the radar, but of course not telling the full story. We are seeing a little bit of mist, and that's the teeny tiny droplets that the radar just can't pick up on. We are definitely seeing some cool temperatures. We're all hanging out in the low 40s right now, plus we've got a little breeze on our hands, making it feel even cooler. So if you're headed out to tailgate shortly, I would dress in layers. We are tracking a few on and off showers leading up to kickoff this afternoon. Otherwise, it's just misty, breezy, and cool with temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Now, coming up in just about 10 minutes, I'll break down your forecast for the game later today, and we'll also take a look ahead at when we could see some snow showers this week. Taylor?
It's been a long road, like it's really hard when you know you're innocent and you feel like you ain't got no voice.
Man serving a 115-year sentence for murder is sharing his side of the story after 13 years behind bars. Sterling Matthews has always maintained his innocence when it comes to his conviction in the 2010 Halloween murder of then 16-year-old Daquan Burks in Baltimore County. Matthews was just 17 years old at the time and arrested 9 days after the murder. Then, January 20th of this year, 11 years later, Matthews was convicted. 31-year-old Antonio Hart confessed to the murder in this now viral video.
I had that Glock 17 and that 25 caliber that night that killed Daquan. I did that 2010 Halloween, pen raising mask. Boy, Sterling ain't do that. I love you, woo baby, but he ain't do that. Big Rambo did that.
Well, meanwhile, Matthew's mother, Tanika Brogdon, is speaking out for the first time, and she's hoping this viral video could help bring her son home.
I haven't even thought that far yet. I see it. This is what I've been waiting for.
Well, Baltimore County Police tell Fox 45 News that they are looking into Hart as the possible killer in another murder of Tyron Smoot. Matthew Sterlins is scheduled for a post-conviction hearing challenging this conviction. That's scheduled for March. His attorney is hoping this video confession will lead to a brand new trial. For more on Sterlins' story, you can head to FOX baltimore.com. Well, you know that sound. It means game time is almost here. And get this, fans are already filling up M&T Bank Stadium, at least outside there. James Burke and Bruce Damon are some big Ravens fans. They're with us now with a whole flock of folks. Good morning to you. You guys are out there early. How long have you been out there?
I'm doing well, Taylor. How are you? We got here at 6:30 this morning. We had to get our smoker hot and ready. We got some ribs cooking here, so we're ready to rock and roll today.
We love to hear it. So I'm curious to know, do you guys have tickets for the game, or are you tailgating throughout the day?
I've not missed a game in 6 years. I don't plan on missing another one for 14. I'm going for a 20-year streak. So, yes, I do have tickets today.
Well, that's good to know. But, I mean, in the last 6 years, we haven't been at a place where we are today. Talk about the significance of this game and where this leads us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been about, 53 years since we had an AFC championship in Baltimore. You can tell now the lot's absolutely packed. No more spots left here. But, I mean, you can feel the energy in the city. I mean, it's a different vibe today. Like I said, I've missed one in 6 years, and today feels a lot different. So we're excited here.
It's electric. Final question here. If you were in the locker room right now, part of that huddle with John Harbaugh, and you're talking to Lamar, you're talking to the team, what do you say to them? What does the city want them to know?
Well, one, I'd let them know that we have their back all day, and let's not change anything. Let's do the same thing we've been doing the whole entire season. We're confident in ourselves, and let's stay locked in.
Can we get one roar from the crowd behind you? Can you pump them up for us? Let's pump up the crowd.
Can we get going? Let's go! Let's go!
I would shout with you, but I ruined the mics. Let's go. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We know that the kickoff is at 3 o'clock this Sunday afternoon, and you can catch all of the action. After the Ravens game, you can actually watch the NFC Championship right here on Fox 45. The Detroit Lions and San Francisco 49ers meet for a spot in Super Bowl 58. They will meet the Ravens there, saying that confidently. That begins at 6:30 tonight. Questions swirling over what actions lawmakers in Annapolis are taking after Project Baltimore investigation found a 15-year-old convicted rapist was still attending Baltimore City public schools. A closer look at the law that allows this to happen right after the break.
And the heaviest rain has moved out, but we are still dealing with some on and off showers for the rest of the day. I'll let you know what to expect at game time at M&T Bank Stadium and for the week ahead in just a couple of minutes. It's 10:37. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News.
we're following new questions over what action state lawmakers are taking after a Project Baltimore investigation found that a 15-year-old convicted rapist was attending a Baltimore City public school. As Project Baltimore's Chris Papps explained, under current state law, some juvenile sex offenders are actually allowed to be in class with other students.
Through our investigation, we found there could be many convicted sex offenders inside Maryland public schools. This data is provided by the Department of Juvenile Services for fiscal year 2023. It shows statewide juveniles were charged with about 338 felony sex offenses. We can't see how many individuals were charged, just a number of offenses. Out of the charges that have been resolved, about 48 resulted in probation, meaning the juveniles who committed those 48 sex offenses could have ended up back in school, just like the student at Patterson who also received probation. Records show in December, the Patterson student entered a plea in Harford County to second-degree rape, a charge that does involve intercourse. The victim's mother tells Project Baltimore her daughter, who is a relative of the rapist, was 3 when the incident happened last May, and she believes laws need to change.
What I'm, trying to do is make sure that this doesn't happen to another child or family. And I'm, in a sense, trying to seek justice for my child.
For every offender that they're catching, there are others that are out there. And the school system in general, the General Assembly, the whole state needs to take this more seriously and take a more proactive stance and really protect kids from sex offenders.
Project Baltimore has reached out to state lawmakers asking if these concerns will be addressed during the current legislative session in Annapolis. In the coming days, we'll bring you their plans. I'm Chris Papps, and this is Project Baltimore.
Well, Project Baltimore wants to hear from you. Do you have a story to share about your child's education or a concern you'd like our team to investigate? Call that tip line on your screen or send us an email to projectbaltimore@foxbaltimore.com. You can also find us on social media. As parents and students demand better security inside city schools, questions remain on how leadership will actually make the changes necessary. And a 20-year-old woman allegedly killed by an MS-13 gang member. Her family is now suing the federal government. Why they argue the suspect should have never been allowed in the country to begin with. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.